Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night, viewers wherever you are in the world right now. This is Hellblazer Biz with your host as always, me, Chris Gordon. And we have Ionica, Adriana, as a guest today on my first ever. She's breaking my face-to-face interview cherry. And we've got a fantastic location here. You can't see it just yet, but you'll be able to shortly. We're basically on a balcony overlooking Leicester Square in the central London. How cool is that? It's pretty awesome for me.
And we're drinking wine and beer.
We're drinking wine and beer. What else could be better than that?
Gin.
So yeah, cheers. So yeah, Ionica has kindly agreed to be on my show, and we've been chatting. Yeah, doesn't know what she's let herself in for. Nope. But yeah, no, it'd be quite good. Find out some more about you and where you've been, where you're going to go, what your plans are.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully have some laughs along the way, because it's been pretty non-stop so far.
It has. It has.
Cool. So first things first. What made you decide you wanted to be an actress?
I went to York College and I went to do photography. And I tried to do musical theatre alongside photography because it had 4 A levels in one subject and I couldn't do photography at the same time. Right. So I cancelled doing the photography and went on to that. And then I found a real love for it. I always liked singing and stuff, but I never thought of it as a job. Right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then just auditioned for drama school as kind of one of the lucky few to get in, and got into a really good school. And then I realised how hard it was to get into drama school, and people kept saying how lucky you are to get in. Don't take for granted what you've got. Yeah. And then I realised that actually, this is something to do.
Excellent. Really quite positive. I started out when did my A levels, and I did drama as well. Yeah. And I was really trying to get into it, but my parents steered me in a different direction. They were like, "You want a sensible career?" And I was like,
"Yeah." I've been told many a time to come home and get a proper job.
Yeah, that's what I was told, to get a proper job. You don't want to be doing that. They're all unpaid. They're all sat in there.
I am very poor, so if anyone's hiring.
Plug away, you know.
Well, action though.
Yeah, no. So it's a hard career choice like that. I mean, I've got to say that my pride and joy. The one thing I'm gutted that I never did is I had, for my A levels, I was having private tuition as well, and the private tutor was an examiner for Lambda, and she turned around to me and she said, "You should go for Lambda because you'll get in."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "That's what I wanted to do," but I got steered. I was gutted. But I carried it on in uni, so the pantomime aspects I love for what you've done, because that's the best thing ever I've done in my life.
It's so much fun.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So Ionica, by the way, has just been in Aladdin, which is, you sold it out. You got box office records.
Yeah. I believe it. In Torquay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Fantastic. And you were the Genie. So how was that then?
Just immense. It's just so much fun, and there's a lot less pressure in panto. I think there's a lot more freedom to explore the boundaries, I guess, of theatre, and it's okay to go wrong. I definitely learned that, which is nice. And I think it really breaks you in for if you are really nervous about theatre, because it's the boundaries are way and truly off the scale compared to normal theatre.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it was my first ever job theatre-wise doing panto. Really? And I'd never seen a panto.
Oh God, so you've never seen a panto?
No, I know.
God, that's shocking.
I know. So I went in completely blind.
Get the hook and
yeah, I was worried.
Yeah, that is pretty cool to go in there completely blind and just do you.
And as a lead as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty daunting, I could imagine.
Yeah, apparently I was, because I played the Wicked Witch, generally speaking, there are a lot older roles as well. So I was like, oh. So basically, don't be shit. That's what I got told. I hope I wasn't.
I'm sure you weren't. You were. I mean, I've seen your Instagram, I've seen your Twitter, I've seen the reviews and coming through. So and obviously you sold the place out. So it can't have been crap. When I did my panto, we did university panto. Yeah. So this shows how old I was. This is back in 1995.
Oh, bloody hellfire.
I know, yeah. So we did university panto there, and it was the height of when pantos are politically incorrect in a way you can have fun with it. Yeah. They're not nasty. They're not ist in any type of ist form or ism or anything like that. So we had great fun. I mean, at uni, I had mixed loads of people, but there was one guy in particular who was one of my really good friends, and he was as camp as you like. He really was.
Yeah.
Very, very camp. And I was Dame Trot, Mother Hubbard's sister. Because they wanted 2 dames, Mother Hubbard was supposed to be them. And we sat there, and it was a part of we had a song, which was Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight.
Brilliant.
Brilliant song. But they cut it. The day before, the day we were supposed to go live, they cut it.
Why?
I don't know, it was my only song, so I was absolutely heartbroken. I was supposed to sit in this mother's meeting with all these people, and then we were supposed to break into song, and they cut it.
Oh,
but then that night, the first opening night, we were sat there, and all of a sudden the music started playing because they just decided that was how they were going to throw it. They were just going to make us, and then just make us see what we do ad lib. And it was like, all of a sudden it was like, oh sister dear, I feel a song coming on. And it was like, it's obviously Mother Hubbard was my friend Stevie. He got up and we're like, giving it all. And my friend was sat right in the front, and I walked over to him, and obviously halfway through, and it was like doing all the dancing and everything. And I was just like, pretending I fainted. I was like, oh. I sat on his lip, like, oh sister dear, I've come over a little quick.
Brilliant.
It was, sorry, I know I'm starting to get thrown out of London now, saying it in public. But there was the humour of the time, and it was funny, and it was a good laugh. And that was probably the best experience I've had, because you're right, you can get it wrong, and people do it. I've done Macbeth at uni, and something has went wrong there. And to try and keep a straight face when you're standing biting on a pipe, and the tobacco goes flying out, when you've got 400 students from a school sitting there, watching this little bit of tobacco and watching your face pale, going, trying not to laugh when you're giving one of a really long very serious soliloquy, and it was fun. And then sitting with a night shirt on the stage as well. So I just thought that, completely unrealising that again, there's 400 school kids there, and I didn't realise. I only had my boxers on. I've never worn a skirt before. I didn't wear a skirt before, so I sat there with my legs wide open, giving this. It was the Night Watchman. The comedy aspect,
right?
And so it was a comedy aspect because I was sat with my legs wide open on stage, everyone was laughing, and I thought they were laughing at me, with me, what I was saying. Nope, they were laughing at the fact they had a full view of me, my tackle. I'm surprised I didn't get arrested for being there.
Surprised you didn't.
Yeah. So back to you. This used to be called Ramblings of a Hellblazer, by the way, because it just ramble on and on. And, so yeah, back to the panto then, and back to your early career then. Sorry, go right back now.
Right back.
We're not that right back, you're not that old. Not like me. Going back to, obviously, you went to the college, you went to the drama in there.
Yeah.
So where did you go from there? From, obviously, because you come out of the drama school, everything like that, and it's probably the same as uni, because people think you just walk out and lump you straight in a job.
Yeah, no.
So how hard have you found it?
I actually left drama school early. Because I was doing stage combat, and my first dance lesson really was when I was about 24.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, when I graduated, I was really lucky that I did fall into some sort of work, but I'd already started working really about 7 or 8 months before I graduated, because I just knew, I'd heard the horror stories that you'll never work when you graduate, and no one wants to take on a graduate. So I really started writing to agents way before. I think in November before I graduated.
Jealous.
Yeah,
prepared.
Yeah, and I think that's what you don't get really told at drama school, because they do tell you how hard it is, but they don't really go, good luck with that gap of time. And that's where people fall by the wayside. I
think so, yeah. That's where I think a lot of the people I spoke to as well over the past 2 years have been the passion. It's a passion.
Yeah.
Especially with acting, because it is so hard, because you can come out of drama school, you can...
And everyone's got to fight. And
nothing there.
Yeah.
And it's the same as well, what is it, 99% of actors, or 95% of actors are unemployed like 90% of the time, or so. I can't remember what it is. Something.
Well, they say at drama school that 3%, is it 3%? 3% of actors out of your year group will be working within 5 years of you graduating.
Wow. How many were you?
Yeah, of 16 of us.
16.
In my group.
That's a really small amount of people. Yeah. It's unbelievable. And it is, but I think if you don't have that passion, then you could, people. That's what you say. People fall by the wayside. People just give up.
People want children, and different life priorities come in, and no one's judgment's wrong. But it's just another number that it just falls by the wayside.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's a shame as well, and it's just it's better for you, because it means that you're still in that 3%.
It is, but also you sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice friends. You sacrifice family. You sacrifice your body clock, because women want children, and and people go, oh, when are you going to have children? And you're like, well, I can't afford my rent at the minute, let alone even think about having a family. So it's you do sacrifice a lot, and you miss weddings and christenings and stuff like that people, and after a time it really gets kind of like, God, I'm missing out on a lot of life aside from work. And it's hard to try and explain to people that aren't in it that if you don't go to that audition, then you're out for work for a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when it's something like West End,
because they'll blacklist you, or they probably will actually. Yeah, if you don't turn up for something, if you just fail to go, then exactly. It's God knows when you're going to get another audition for it, and you can totally see that, and it's a harsh world is the entertainment industry, I think. Yeah. Especially with I say with doing chatting about this thing as well, I find that. For every one guest like yourself, there's probably 100 people who I've tried to write to or tried to email, tried to contact, and I get either nowhere, I get no, or I get nothing at all. And most of the time it's nothing at all. Yeah. And it's like publicists, forgive any publicists who might be watching this, but you're like doctors, receptionists. You can't get past them. And it's like, they just bin you off. Yeah. And there's so many times that I've thought of giving up on this as well. It's like, what's the point? It's,
so hard, isn't it?
You just have to carry on and push because...
And you just have to remember why you love doing it. Like when I went into Spanto, I was like, oh, yes, I remember why I like it so much. Yeah. Because you do fall into the trap of going, God, I'm never going to work again, and why am I doing this again? But then you do a job and you're like, okay, this is really quite good.
Yeah. And you've done screen work as well, so how did you find the difference between doing the on-screen work then and doing panto and doing stage work? Because
it's very different.
It is, yeah.
I'm quite animated in my face, so all the time I'm that. And it doesn't go well on TV. Like it's like when I did a short film, they were like, sorry, can you just do that again? Just don't do any of what you just did. And please, can you just stop moving your eyebrows so much? I'm like, sorry, I have no control over my face. So in panto, the freedom you're like, and then in screen work, you have to, and you just don't realise the power of like an eye movement. Like literally, it can tell 1,000 words. Yeah, I think that I very, very underestimated the power of screen work, and you get told it all the time that you have to be very still and that a blink can mean 1,000 words. But until you do it, and then you watch yourself back and you're like, oh God, what was that? Yeah. And just doing it over time, and people say don't ever watch yourself back because you always end up critiquing. But also I think that you do have to watch yourself back because you learn from, I'm never doing that again. Yeah. Because you can come into this trap of being like so self-deprecating that, oh, I'm never going to do that. And then your performance becomes really contrived. But also you need to learn very early in the days. Like, I mean, I watched a few music videos that I did and I was like, that's painful. Like, who employed me?
But yeah,
thanks for that credit.
Yeah. Like you say, you live and learn, and that's what you do. And I mean, there's some actors out there who never watched what they've done, and I think that's wrong. I think it's they'll never be on my show anyway, so it's quite arrogant. Of those people, who just to think that they don't. Well, mind you, maybe it's not arrogant. Maybe it's just the fact that they are so comfortable in how they do things that they don't need to watch themselves back. But they just say, I never watch myself back. I think it's also an opposite side. I'm so self-conscious because I know from in some interviews that they've done, it's because they know if they watched it back, they would just destroy him and it would never do it again.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I've watched it back and I go, I'm never performing again because I'm awful.
Yeah.
But then you're watching it as a personal thing when actually someone else is watching it as a job. So it's a really fine line, and I think it's definitely personal preference of how you decide how you're going to critique yourself. I mean, with stage and stuff, you'll always get notes from the director, and they'll tell you. Yeah. But with the screen, you have a director on set, but ultimately that's on there. It's there. It's done. Then it's recorded, and you can't go back. Yeah. So. Yeah. Very true.
So how did you find? I mean, as I say, screen and stage, great. There is a huge difference there, and you can be more open. And I think as well with the stage, you get a different audience. So every time you go on, it's a new audience every single night. Yeah. It's different for you doing panto because normally in a theatre, like I said, Macbeth, if you make a mistake, it's there, it's out there. You've had it, and you've got to work around it. Or you just do what I do and just wet yourself laughing. And it's probably why I haven't been acting for 20 years. But you can do that. So with screen, how did you find the process? I did a film last year, and I loved every minute, and it was the first time I've actually been in a place where I've been in a job, and I thought, this is where I belong. Even though I sat there for 10 hours out of 13, sitting there waiting for my 30-second bit of filming that I was doing. Well, it took a bit longer, but that's how, you know.
In editing time.
Exactly, in editing time, that's all it's going to take. So how did you find that experience? Because it was a documentary you've been in, isn't it?
Oh yeah, so that actually was probably one of the quickest. One of the quickest ones that I've done. The acting class one that you're talking about. So I actually was singing at an event at the same time, and they wanted to get the footage of in different scenarios. And I think the thing that people fall into the trap of is that if you want to do another take, I think there's really no harm in asking.
Yeah.
Because you know when you're being contrived, and you know when something's not right, or because when something's on screen and then it's put out there, especially with the documentary, that's it. And then you're like, people grip onto that, and you're like,
it's permanently there then as well, isn't it?
So, and I think now, only later on have I gone, actually, no, can I just do that again? And they have the time. Like, you are pushed on time, and they go, right, we've got to finish at this point in the day, and this, that, and the other. But actually, it's quite fine to us because they have to do it again. So why can't an actor do it again? And
very true.
And I think it's okay, and I don't think people mind, really.
No, well, they want to get it right as well. They're trying to make it something perfect.
Everyone wants to have a good job at the end of the day.
Exactly,
Okay.
So like I say, mine, I think I went to the film. I'll tell you off air when we're doing this what the character I played was. It was a nasty character, and I didn't. They only gave me the script that I was there for. I thought that was very, very cruel. Cruel. Note to camera, Miranda, fourth wall. Oh, Deadpool, sorry, not Miranda. It'd be cool, Chris.
Come on now.
But yes, and they gave me the script for what I had to do. So I came in thinking I was an office manager, which is what I was.
Okay.
But when I got there, they turned around and they said something else to me, one of the main actress, about being tied up and stuff later. I was like, really? I said, what are you talking about? No, I didn't get that. And they said, no, seriously. And then they told me what my character was, and I was like, I basically went ashen-faced. I was like, it's the worst kind of character you could be. But speaking to actors, it was probably a really good character for my first character, because obviously, you can get to play it, but I didn't. And it was just like, so that my learning from that was always ask for the full script. And
always,
So it was a bit shocking.
I think that's the beauty of having an agent, is that, especially when you first sign with someone, they do ask you what your limits are. So for me, I would never do any nudity unless I lost about 8 stone.
Get away! No, but if you lost 8 stone, you'd be about as thick as my finger.
No, but for me, I don't want to perform nude, and I think it would have to be something incredibly meaningful to me, or that I have an interest in. So something like, I don't know, say something like the Holocaust, where you would have to maybe play nude or have some sort of nudity. First of all, you have to go through a body transition of making you look like the character that you're playing. But I wouldn't do something just for the sake of being naked.
Yeah, but you're right. You don't want to go out and do stuff that's not going to make you feel comfortable, and that you're going to be maybe... And
do justice to the person that you're playing as well, especially if it's a real character.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's... because there are a lot more of films out there at the moment which are depicting real life and historical events and stuff like that. And I've seen some, and they're just appalling. Some of them are brilliant, and you really do have to. There's a fine line, I think, between artistic
license.
That's the one. And so between that and obviously then keeping it genuine and stuff like that. So
definitely.
So we're kind of moving on there. What else? What other kind of screen?
What have I done?
I
played a barmaid in Holby City.
Oh really?
Which it was the first time that I'd ever been on a set of a soap, and it just fascinated me. The fact that I was stood with people that I've watched growing up, I was just in awe. I was just like, wow, these people exist.
How long ago was that?
That was last year, I think.
Last year? All right.
Last year, I think.
That's quite
a recent one, And it more than anything, the set fascinated me. That all of a sudden they tell you to go out, and then the fireplace that was there is now a camera. I'm like, these people are so talented.
Yeah.
And you really take for granted when you watch it that actually there's so much craftsmanship that goes into it, and you get very self-absorbed as an actor, and it's all about the performance and all the rest of it. But it really is about the whole team, and it is about the people that build the set, and it is about the writers, and it is about the lighting and the director, and it's a whole group effort. It's not just one thing.
Oh yeah, exactly. I think I've spoken to people behind the scenes. Well, most people I speak to, they make sure the ones who I respect a lot.
Yeah.
They make sure that they sing out for everybody who's behind the scenes.
Yeah, because they get no credit.
No, there's like the 2 shows at the moment which I absolutely love, and I've had people on. It's Lucifer and Lethal Weapon. So, you know, they've both been on, and I think those 2 shows particularly are a perfect mix of talent acting plus extremely talented writers. And obviously, you know, then you've got the sets that they put on.
I mean, like Sally Wainwright and Kay Mellor, like their writing's exceptional.
Yeah, they're just phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's just you can't beat. Yeah, you just can't beat it. And you can see that on screen, I think, as well. Definitely when you've actually got that huge combination. Yeah. Do you have a preference then? After 20 minutes of round the circle, going back to the things, do you have a preference which one you'd like to do more of, or would you like to keep it a mix of both screen and theatre?
Oh, no, I don't think I do have a preference. I said that I would never be able to do stage because I'm too nervous and I just have horrific stage fright. And I used to perform a lot, and I still do, at the opening of Christmas Lights.
Right.
And it just used to make me ill because I used to just cry, and I just used to be so nervous. I thought there was no way that I would ever be able to do a West End show or something that was long running if I can't even do a 20-minute slot.
Yeah.
And then I did panto, and I thought I was going to have a mental breakdown because I just thought this was the first panto that I did 2 years ago. And I thought, I can't do this. Like, my heart actually can't take this fear. And then about halfway through, I was like, oh my God, I've done it. Like, this is the best feeling.
Yeah.
So then I didn't write it off fully. And then when I did panto this time around, I went, that's it. I'm not doing it again. I can't do it. But this time around, it was a lot easier because I knew what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to do a mix of both because it keeps you on your toes, and they're very different skills. Like everyone will always say, oh, you could do this for stage and do this for screen. And I think the luxury with stage is that it's so authentic on the night. Yeah. Because I do think that you can be quite contrived on screen as well if you're given the time to redo something. Yeah,
because you're going to nitpick and you're going to want to get it and you're going to keep saying it until you get it right. Whereas stage, it's instantaneous, it's spontaneous.
And you learn a lot more for stage in terms of volume of stuff in one go, which I was not very confident with learning lines at all. And that really, really taught me that actually I can learn a 50-page script. I mean, it wasn't easy, and I cried a lot, but I learned it, and actually, if you'd asked me a year ago, I'd go, no, I can't learn a script that much. Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know how you learn. You just read it over and over.
Read it.
Yeah, that's what I did, was repetitive.
Yeah, I'm useless. Really, I'm useless.
I wouldn't say that. Like I said, you've just been in a chord-breaking panto as a lead, so you're not that useless.
Nice.
I didn't mean it by that useless. You're not useless at all.
Not no,
just a little.
I think you break your boundaries of what you think you can do when you're sometimes not given the option of. I never in my wildest dreams thought I was going to play the Wicked Witch at York. Like, I've never seen a panto. I've never done any theatre, and I thought, why are they employing me? Like, they must be really desperate or got no budget, because why? And I just thought, oh my God. And then, like, in the middle, I was like, my God, I'm doing it every night. It's ace.
It's a fun thing. It's
and
brilliant.
People aren't throwing things every day.
Yeah. Or if they do, it's basically in a good way. They're throwing flowers rather than tomatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's great to do that, and I think you're right with the whole experience of getting on there and just having more, say, less time to think about it. Just go on and do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
because the audience doesn't wait. When that music starts, when you're doing your opening, you're like, your heart's going. You're like, I'm not going on. Shit, I've got to go on because we're about 2 seconds into that opening.
Yeah. I did Drake the Butler when I was in school in Annie.
Oh, okay.
And I was panicking. I was 16. I was nervous. I was bullied in school. I'll show you a picture after, or you might see it somewhere. But looking back, you know, when you look back, you get to a certain age, you look back and you think, damn it, I wasn't fat and ugly then. I've had people seeing the picture go, God, you were hot. I was like, thanks. And they go,
what? Bully me then.
Exactly. And they turn around now and go, what happened to you? And that's what cuts me.
That's even worse than being bullied when you were little.
Someone did that because I showed them like a Throwback Thursday picture. And oh wow, you were really hot. And I was like, thank you. And they said, what happened? I was like, Thanks. Yeah, it's like life happened.
Life. McDonald's happened.
Yeah, she's just over there and I've just had one. So that's why she can tease me.
I love McDonald's. It's one of my favourite hobbies.
It's great. But yeah, I did that. I had those nerves. You do. You get that nerves on stage. But I got on stage and I ended up getting wolf whistled because I'm in a tuxedo. And I was like, 16-year-old lad, how does that do for your ego? Straight away, chest out. Belted all my songs out. And I got the one line that people remembered for years. And it was Drake the Butler because I watched The X-Files. Do you like The X-Files?
Yeah,
I love The X-Files. I think it was a time when an episode had aired 3 weeks before when someone had taken over Mulder's body.
Okay.
And he was like throwing, he was just doing this little badge in the mirror going, no, I'm the FBI. And I was like, I'm going to say it like that. I was like, Daddy Bulwark says, it's the FBI. And everyone fell about it. And I was like, why? And they said, you said it with such disdain. And they said, it was amazing. What did you do? I said, I was just copying Fox Mulder. And there you go.
Mimicking is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah. But it's the nerves. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But the nerves on the stage is good. Yeah. I'd love to get back. I watch every. I got pulled out of the musical a year after by my parents for the best reasons. I was supposed to play Nicholas Nickleby in Smike, which was a lead, because Drake the Butler wasn't a lead, and it was a singing. And this is what I mean. Theatre. This is why I love. It's why I actually love talking to people like you. Yeah. Because you've got the glint in your eye and everything.
It's there.
And it was there, and I was Nicholas Nickleby. And obviously, I got pulled out of that musical for those reasons. Other reason I was doing my exams, and they didn't want that. And they put a guy in. The lad they put in, he was a nice lad, but he was god awful. I mean, I can't say that I would have been good, but he was. He didn't hit one note.
Oh no!
And there was, there's a song in there which like
people think. Loved it.
Yeah, it's like people think they see a mountain, but it's just a little hill. And I can't sing now.
No, you can't.
No, we did that, and that was my favourite song. Yeah. And he
butchered
ruined it. He absolutely butchered it. And I was actually sitting in the audience in floods of tears. And I know it sounds sad, but I was thinking, and every time I see a musical now, this is where the likes of you, inspirational, because you're following that dream, because I didn't. Yeah. And this is what I'm trying to get at. It's like, you need to be able to, if you've got that dream, you should go out there and do it. Because ever since I love musicals. I love things. Yeah. And I'll go to, and all I'll do is I'll picture myself. I mean, I've belted out Valjean's solos. I've belted out Phantoms, everything.
You know who I see you as, actually? The lead in Book of Mormon.
I've not seen that one.
I'm going to get you tickets to Book of Mormon. The lead guy, the short guy, Corey's, I think it's Corey in the West End at the minute. As soon as you see it, you'll know why I see it. But you would literally, like, everything. You'd see it. You'd see that part.
Right. Okay. I'll have to watch that one. Yeah. But yeah, that's my missed opportunity, and I think that's for someone to. That's probably why I do what I do now, is so I can just sort of get a taste of, when I speak to guys like you, just a taste of it back again, because it's heartbreaking just going to the theatre and just sitting there and thinking. Yeah. I mean, I'm not too old. I'm far from old. So, something you can still do, but it's. I think it would have been a lot easier if I'd done it 20 odd years ago. Yeah. And followed it, but there's just something. I mean, if you go and watch a film, you can watch a film. This is again my difference between stage and screen, and I'm not letting you speak much at all. It's
interesting to talk.
So is the difference between stage and screen. Screen, you can go there and you can enjoy the film for an hour and a half. You can watch the show for a bit. Like, TV shows are different in a way because you get to know the characters. But with a theatre, with a musical,
it just hits you inside.
Yeah, it does. And you just
whenever I see Wicked, I cry as soon as the overture comes on.
I've still not seen that one either. That's another one I've not seen. Oh, no, yeah.
Right, we know how words. Honestly, when that music starts, you literally it's like a flood of like. I know this sounds really wanky, but just this emotion of, and it's so overpowering and so amazing. And it's because everything's live, and the music and the singing, and because the singing is exceptional in that show. Yeah. Like when a woman is singing that note on that kind of, you're just like, oh my God, like. Yeah. And because, especially when you do when you do sing every day and you learning the craft especially, you know how hard it is to sing that note, and you know how hard it is to belt and whatever, and you just go, God, she's doing it every single day, and you hear it, and as soon as the music starts, you're just like, I just can't even go with this emotion. And it's any show as well, especially if I've not been to the West End for a while, like if I've not been for a few months, and then I go and see a show, and as soon as that overture starts, that's it, I'm like, my heart is aching.
I went to see The Lion King a few years ago, and that was amazing.
Yeah, sensational.
Mary Poppins saw last year as well.
Love that.
I was just sat there like they did the supercalifragilistic dance. Ow!
I know.
It was so in time, wasn't it? And then they did it again. They got faster and faster, and and you're just like, how?
Yeah.
And it was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang as well was a good one with what's his name, the comedian. Manchester comedian. I can't remember his name now.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean, don't you?
Yep, can't think off the top of my head. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll park it.
Another one, Matilda, in terms of children dancers, like a bloody army, all in time, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, they've been drilled to the hilt. Yeah, and it's just insane.
And they change them over as well. They're not always the same kids, are they? Because obviously they've got school and stuff. So there's like saying an army of kids who just go one. Boom, boom.
And they're so in time with each other. I mean, I absolutely love Billy Elliot, but the dancing in Matilda is just on a different level because it's much more choreographed in terms of it has to be in time with each other because they've got swings and stuff like that. Whereas Billy Elliot, the kids are messing around and they aren't good at ballet technically, but obviously they are. But when you watch something like that and you're just like, oh my God, this is happening in front of my eyes right now. Anything could go wrong, and they're just mint. Yeah,
they are. They are spot on. It puts you to shame, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't my toes, my belly gets in the way. I'm just like, oh, these kids are ace.
I can't even see my feet. So shut up. I've not seen my feet for about 2 years since I've had the sex. Have you seen Starlight Express?
Yes, that's the first show I ever saw when I was little.
Was it? Because that's another one which I think is the choreograph. I mean, not only have you got the amazing singing and the costumes, they're on skates.
Yeah, and do you know what? A lot of them don't go in as skaters. They're dancers that train to skate.
Yeah, I've heard about that, and it's just like, that's unbelievable.
Why are you so talented?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Immense.
So kind of where do you want to see yourself going in the future?
I really want to do more TV. I really want to do like 6-part dramas or 8-part dramas, stuff. I really desperately want to work with someone like Kay Mellor or Sally Wainwright because I just think their writing is just on a different level, and it's northern, which is always a great appeal for me. And it's just real, it's raw, it's authentic, and it's so well respected by so many different people that watch it that it hits so many different boundaries of audience, aspects of the audience that something like Happy Valley, like it has people hooked, and then people want it back. Last Tango in Halifax, ace. Yeah. And there's so many different characters in it. I mean, there's much older cast members, and there's newborns in there. Do you know what I mean? And then there's teenage, and it really does. There's so many different ages that you act with, and so many different levels. I mean, Sarah Lancashire for one. I mean, I literally bow at that woman. Like, just insane.
She's brilliant. I mean, you can see her as Raquel in Corrie, and then coming on to do what she does now.
Yeah, I mean, and then she was in Better Blue Eyes in the West End, and the one that I really liked her in was Seeing Red, about the children's home, and it's a true story. Right. And that's when I really started like watching more and more of her stuff. Yeah. Because I was obviously a bit older, and she's working with people that have never been on screen, and I just think that's ace. Yeah. Because I mean, what an opportunity to work with, like in my eyes, acting royalty, because they have such a wealth of experience and knowledge and just realism about them, and you just go, God, I could never replicate that. Yeah. It's just over time and.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, it's just experience. Like
she was my first autograph that I ever got.
Was she?
Yeah, I never met her, but someone got a signed picture, and it was a proper picture. Yeah, and I've still got it now. It's a headshot. Such a geek.
You haven't seen my collection. when I go to Comic Cons because I've got, I'm one of these people who queue up and wait and go to all the Comic Cons, and that's what
Why not?
and that's what I do that now I pimp myself out because I've got my business cards. That's the reason I go. So I go there and I get some. I have a Game of Thrones people and stuff, but other people just say, yeah, I'll do it, and that's. I know they're being polite, and it's really, but it winds me up because they're like, yeah, I'll do that, it'll be great, it'll be awesome. Yeah, get in touch with me, okay? Try. 6 months later, remember me, tiny little desperate.
That's the one thing I hate. Like, just say no.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do something, say no.
Yeah.
I know it's the whole being so appealing in appearance, and so, like, if you don't want to do an interview, just say no.
Yeah.
It just saves everyone's time.
It does, yeah, and I think some of the time it's a lot of the time that fact that my interviews take so long.
Hey, we got wine. I'm fine.
Because this because I think again, so I'm going to plug mine here because I am different in the fact that we have a chat, people sending questions, so we just ramble, and all the guests I've had love it. Yeah. When they've been on, they're a bit nervous before. Some of them say they didn't want to come on, this, that, and the other.
Really?
And
I do get nervous when I do interviews, but I wasn't nervous in meeting you because I saw your age. But...
Oh, thank you. Oh, blushing there.
I did.
Yeah, it's good fun. We've had a good laugh beforehand to sort of build ourselves up, which is cool. But once the guests have been on, I kind of done, you warm them up and stuff like that, and it does. It turns in nice.
Word of mouth as well, like everything. Like if you go to a restaurant, people only go because of word of mouth. Yeah, and I've had that at Comic Cons because the likes of some of the people I've had on have been at the same Comic Con, and I said, look, please come my show. They've been on, and I'll plug it, and then I'll say, can you just have a quiet word with them? I'm a massive believer is that if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah. Because
approaching agents or approaching people of going to an audition, they're not going to know who you are unless you say, hi, I'm here.
Exactly.
There's a very fine line of annoying and being proactive and productive, because you can nag someone and they can just go, oh, for God's sake. But also, if you don't ask, they'll never know about you. Mm-hmm. And you've just got to be a little thorn in their side to the point where you just go, yeah, I'm still here. Just remember that I still, and it's the thing that you still care about what you want to do.
Exactly.
And people find it annoying, but actually, they're like, sometimes I wish they would look back and go, why does she keep emailing? Yeah. Actually, because I want to sign with you.
Exactly. Because you.
So until people say no, I'm going to keep emailing.
Exactly. It's the same for me as well. Yeah. Because, like you say, I've just emailed out for Tom Hardy again because I've not had a response back. Anthony Hopkins, he was on a podcast last year. I've not had but because I don't get a response, exactly the same. I don't get a response, so I'm like, right, I'm going to keep going. I've been called adorable by Michael Rooker's publicist. You know Michael Rooker, don't you? Yondu.
Yeah.
She was trying to get him on, and we were that close to getting him, but then something fell through, and she's keeping me on the record, and that's exactly what you're saying. The networking and just trying to build that relationship with people, because it does get you places. I came here the other week outside the Odeon, took a picture of the Odeon and said my name will be up there one day. Regardless if it's like interviewed by a critical.
Why not?
That's the dreams that you've got to push yourself, and you've got to be able, especially in this industry, because it's cutthroat. Just found that out. I'm not going to say it on here, but it can be very, very cutthroat.
Learning the hard way.
And I'm only tiny little. This is a hobby for me, so I'm in a tiny little speck. So when it's professional like yourself, it must be, there's the respect from me to people like you guys. So much, it's huge. Because I know I've had a little inkling of how hard it can be, and the disappointments and the heartaches and everything through it, and the travel like you do. Like you say, Torquay. You were almost in France for crying out.
I was speaking French by the end of Torquay.
You're that far north. You live that far north, you're almost in Norway. And
it's a cross I have to bear.
God's own country, Yorkshire.
God's country.
Yeah.
I think it's. I think you learn very quickly when you start getting work that when people start taking an interest, is that you realise who the real people are around you as well. Because I started doing music videos first, and I did a lot of extras work, and I'm not ashamed to say that because a lot of people go, oh, I never was an extra. Yeah. And I think that it's the only way that you learn your craft. It's like a car mechanic. You have to go into the workshop to see what people are doing. Yeah. And, you have to go on set. Anyway, so I did a lot of music videos, and when I started getting bigger names, people would text, can you just give me her number? Are you actually kidding? First of all, you've not spoken to me for 10 years, and second of all, no. Like, yeah, she's going to give me a number.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, like, and I've learned very quickly over this, especially this last year, that people will really ride on the coattails, but they definitely won't be there in the struggle.
Yeah.
They're not there when you've done 11 auditions that week and you've been told you shit all week.
Yeah.
And they're not there to pick up the pieces, but also don't pretend that you support something when you don't. And because Oprah said people are always willing to ride in the limo, but it's the people that are going to take the bus ride with you. And I'm a massive believer in that
some people are quite happy to have got on the bandwagon when it's been successful. There's a lot of times when I'm not, and I suffer from depression, and I think it's probably related to this quite a lot. Is the fact, because of the fact that
it's wearing and it's relentless.
It is. It's non-stop, and like I said before, it is different to you guys, but.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's very similar.
Yeah, because there are times when I've contacted 100 people in a week, and I know I have.
Yeah.
And I might get one, if anything. And the feeling you get when you don't get any response whatsoever,
like, fuck's sake.
Or you get a really snotty, the publicist can be quite snotty,
They're the worst.
And they just turn around and say, not available.
And you know what? I think the sad thing is about that is that it's no reflection on the artist.
No, because they don't.
Because they never see that.
No, but I've had people here, and they've some support me all the way, and they've go, thank you very much for that, and thank you to all those who only support me a little bit of the way, and then bugger off when it gets quiet.
Yeah, cheers.
But no, there are some who they're dedicated people, and they're so supportive, and it's great. But yeah, I've had those who just, like you say, ride the coattails. Especially when I've got bigger shows, and they know that I've got bigger shows, and it's great. And they're behind me all the way. And then all of a sudden, when I'm bringing independence, I love people who are in the independent. I think it, to me, in some ways, is a lot better. Independent films, and because you get there's nothing. I mean, I won't get questions sent in, and that's depressing, really depressing and hard, because that's what my show's about.
Yeah, because I'm still working as hard.
Yeah, I'm working just as hard to bring someone. You might not know their name, but come on, start asking something about them, please.
But in 2 years' time, if they get a job, they'll be like, oh, well, I sent that question in to them.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas me and the people who do follow me and support me, it's like I talk to independent people. Yeah. I love it. I'm going to the premiere this week because I spoke to someone.
Yeah, and that's still trying to go. I just don't think I can get the time off.
It's such a shame. It'd be amazing if you could. But you get to meet real people, like you just said. Exactly. Then they're the ones who get on the bus with you.
Yeah.
They're
the ones that are sat in the audition room with you. They're the ones that sit all night applying on Spotlight, applying on this, and writing to people and getting just 2 minutes of information or seen for a job.
Exactly. From an interviewer's point of view, trying to get, if I speak to people who are up and coming like yourself, and I make friends with it, because we're friends,
Bezzies.
We'll have a good laugh. But I know and it's kind of a symbiote relationship as well. For the professional side of things, because I feel if I support you, like you say, if I go to catch the bus with you, and I'm there for, with people like yourself all the time, then when you hit the stars and you're in Hollywood, you won't forget about me.
Yeah,
and you better bloody not.
Well, I know.
I will find you.
I think it's desperately important to never forget the roots, and it's desperately important to remember not just who got you there because they have the resources, but the people that didn't get you there but were there, because so many people automatically are there after that. Like it is amazing, and the more work that I do, and you're just like, hang on a minute,
where have you come from? Yeah.
And then they proclaim their stuff, and especially on social media, where the platform is usually, especially something like Twitter, where there's a lot of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
It's that. It's
sorry.
It's that there's no control over what they say about you, and what they proclaim that they know about you, and you're just like, hang on a minute, like you probably wouldn't even know what my favourite colour was. And I think that if you don't know what to buy me at the bar, then you really don't know who I am. Like, and I think that's a really good judge of something, like whether you know what someone's favourite food is or what makes them laugh, and that's when you've invested your time in them, and I think that's really important. And also not forget the people that have helped raise you up, because they're the stepping stones that have got. Because no one just, it's very rare that someone goes from that to that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of struggle that people don't see, where people go, oh, they're famous.
Yeah.
They're massive. But you don't see every single interview that they've done, every shit film that they've done, every good film that they've done, and it's not been recognised. And because it's not recognised, it doesn't mean it's less important. And that, I think, is what people forget, is that don't forget the people that have helped you on the stepping stones up, because that's what's got you there.
Exactly.
Because it's a long way to fall when you start dissing those people on the way back down.
Oh, it is.
Like, bye, have a good fall.
Exactly, I was about to say the same thing. I was also going to mention the fact that we've been serenaded by music for the past half an hour or so. So it started off doing. I've just been.
That bloody clock was going off when we first started. I'll tell you what, that clock is a bane of my existence. It's because I come here at 6 o'clock every night.
I was laughing my head off. I was trying to keep a straight face when that went. But you're all right. I use the ladder type thing. It's like never don't stand on the people going up the ladder, because they're the ones who are going to push you when you fall down.
They massively will.
Because they're not going to want you. Because and there are. I mean, I've made so many friends in the independent world. There's people who are making it now, and they come back to me and they say, "Do you want to do this on us? Can we put you on?" Kate Davies, you probably know. You know Kate. She's one. Kate. She comes back all the time. She's lovely.
Yeah, hi Kate.
Hi Kate. She'll come back plenty of times because she knows that I'll help.
We have many a chat, me and Kate.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She's such a helpful lady.
Yeah,
and she's such an inspiration as well. But she's we always have a good laugh when she comes on.
Yeah.
And it's good fun.
Yeah.
And it's working with people like that. I'm working because once in a while I'll get a big name on the show, but I don't. I'm joking. Girl with the eyebrow. It's my question in a minute. Is that but you really have to, and I think that music's getting louder and louder.
So our dance moves.
Stop. Right, yeah. Ruskin, Leicester Square. This is live at Leicester Square.
At least the cone man's not come.
Who?
The cone man. Let me tell you about the cone man. He sits with a cone and he sings Flintstones all day, every day.
Really?
You've not met the cone man.
No.
Because you would hear him.
Oh.
You really want to wrap that cone around his neck.
Last time I came, there's a guy and he's there who's really kicking off at people. Is he
religious?
No, it's part of his act. Yeah, it's part of his act. People walking across and he's like, he's doing the funny walks after them and stuff. It was quite funny, to be fair. It wasn't.
Oh no, there's a religious guy that always gets his head kicked in because he's preaching something.
Oh, right.
I mean, I'm all for believing in something, but poor guy.
Yeah, that's no good.
And he uses a microphone, rookie mistake.
Oh no, don't use a microphone.
Yeah, and I mean, people even up here throwing things at him.
Really?
Just tell him to shut up because they just want peace.
Oh yeah, you want to come up here? Oh, I think we've just annoyed everybody who's been on this balcony as well.
Yeah, we have.
Because we've now got it to ourselves. Woo! Yeah, success. But yeah, like I say, it's making sure that's as you're going up the ladder as well. You do look out for people, and it's nice from my perspective. Appreciate it, and obviously the fact that.
Yeah. And it's a community. This industry is such a lonely industry. You email all night to the all hours of the night, and you go to auditions by yourself. You travel by yourself, and actually, it's really nice to go to an event or something where you go, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And it becomes a community. And, if you recognise someone at something, it's like, oh, great.
Exactly. It's like this, for example. This has been my first face-to-face interview. Well, did Michael Bean, but that was audio. Name drop. I didn't do Michael Bean, by the way. I think. So yeah, but this is because you're right. Even it's lonely. You do sit there and like you say, I'll sit on the computer in the evening, right? And a Skype call is. It's a Skype call. It's great. It's fantastic. You can't go to LA to interview people, but it's not personal. This is actually, I'm really enjoying the fact that we can actually sit and chat in person.
Yeah, no,
and I hope people actually listening or watching. You will be watching. Can actually see the facial expressions are great.
Oh, I've got facial tourettes. It falls on my head.
Facial tourettes.
I do. That is my thing. Facial tourettes.
At least it's not the other kind of tourettes.
Well, yeah. Good.
So otherwise I'd have to X-rate this. I did a guy G-Rod the other week, and he was brilliant, really nice guy. G-Rod, you're amazing, and he wants to come for a drink for me as well because he said you're the kind of guy that I want to hang out with. And he's a big Puerto Rican American.
Okay.
And he looks.
Is he hard as nails?
Yeah. And every other motherfucker, every other word. I was like,
yeah, good.
X-rays. I can't be bothered deleting all that.
No.
So it's fun.
After Watershed, you're fine.
Yeah, it's cool. But again, it's the support and everything like that. So I'm going to move on to another question now.
Okay.
I've got two more.
Two more. Okay.
This is pretty good because I had two questions. This was another one. I had two questions lined up, and we've talked for ages on two questions. Hey, what is with the eyebrow?
Okay.
It looks really cool.
I went to Hamleys today, and someone was like, "Oh, I really like your eyebrows," and I do find it a strange compliment because it's not really a skill or anything like that. Like, if someone says you've got nice eyes, you go, "Okay, that's nice." But when someone's got, it's just hair on my head. But no, so the eyebrow is I saw it on a girl when I was about 14. She's an actress, and it's a genuine scar.
Oh, okay.
And I really liked it, so I thought, I'm going to do it. My mother wasn't very happy, especially at school.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So, and then I just kept doing it, and people were a bit like, "Oh, what's that on your eyebrow?" And luckily, I grew up in the 90s, and that was quite fashionable.
Yeah.
But I only did it because never because I wanted the boy band look. It was because I'd seen it on this woman, and I was like, "Gosh, that looks really nice." And then I just kept doing it, and it didn't really grow back. And then someone pointed it out, Ben Richards, and he says, "You're the girl with the eyebrow on Twitter." And I went, "Sorry?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I recognise you." And
yeah,
you've
the girl with the eyebrow.
Yeah. So I was like, he was like, "Yeah, that's a thing." And I was like, "I'm going to make it a thing." So it came from there, and sometimes it worked in my favour for jobs. Most of the time, because I'm short and I do a lot of commercial work, like music videos, it works in my favour. Yeah. It doesn't really work for commercials if I'm going to do like a teeth advert or anything like that, because they want clean cut, so I fill it in. Yeah. But again, it's like, it's been sensitive to the job. Like, I'm not going to wear my hair in a top knot if I'm going to go and try and be in a period drama. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's more of a trend thing.
Right. Okay.
And people do know me as the girl with the eyebrows, so it served its purpose. My mum just goes, "Are you ever going to grow that back?" She doesn't.
That's fair enough. I've actually got a scar on mine as well. Yeah. About the same. Is it that one? Yeah.
That one.
That one. Yeah. I should do it on that one. I've got big hairy. Is it that one?
Oh yeah, no,
it's that one. Yeah.
You know your face. I'm like, no, it's that one. You're like,
no, I've lived with it for 25 years. I slipped on a slipway, funnily enough, and had a stone. A chunk of my eye came out. But I was more concerned about the fact I just bought some Levi 501s, and they got ruined in the water because it was a saltwater marina. And I was more worried about them as I was sat in the back of the ambulance going, "This cost me 70 quid." Rather than the actual, blood pouring out my forehead.
I mean, you could have had to have a blood transfusion.
Yeah, it's horrible, aren't they? The little boxes cut. That's all you get, and it just. Boom.
Yeah, I've got one here. Someone threw an ice cube. Where is it? I can only do it if I lift my head up. Someone threw an ice cube at me. Honestly, I thought I was dying. Yeah. But the blood was immense. Yeah. I thought, because I thought it was water from the ice, and I just went like that. And I was like.
It does, it bleeds really
well.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the question I've got now is the one that you probably dread. If you could have a Muppet named after you or created for your character, you'd be pretty good actually because of your facial expressions. If you could have a Muppet created for you, what kind of Muppet would it be? It can be a mix of ones. It can be the one that's currently out there now, or it can be a brand new Muppet.
Probably the one that's in the bin. What's his name? Monster. No, not Monster.
Oscar the Grouch. The green one.
And he comes out the bin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, because I hate brushing my hair. And I could just... And he's got grey eyebrows.
Yeah, it's very expressive as well. He's very expressive.
Yeah,
yeah. Oscar the Grouch.
That's what I'd be.
That's the same as Jason Moore from Punisher. He said the same thing, yeah. Let's say.
Yeah.
Same
and
for
you just get like loads of noise and that have to be socially acceptable.
Right, cool. I want an impression of him now.
I can't. Just look at a social media post if I ever posted one at 8 in the morning, because I would never do that because I never get up early enough. That would be the impression.
Ionica. See, my Kermit there.
That's good.
That's my Kermit.
No, I'm not very good at voices. I just ignore them.
That's bad enough, is it? It's the worst kind of accent you can have. No,
shook your head.
Yeah. No, so cool. Yeah. Is there anything like you'd like to say to people just before we finish?
Well, thanks for watching. If you've watched the entire thing, you poor buggers. And it's been a good time.
Yeah, it has, yeah. And I can tell who's the drinker and who doesn't drink much because you finished your red wine.
Well, I'm going to be going to go getting mine topped up if you want another one.
I've only had a bottle and I've still got
it. Rookie.
It's because this just shows you've been talking.
Trying to get mine done.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. This has been Chris Gordon and Hellblazer with Ionica Adriana. Bye-bye.